We turn now to breaking news out of Georgia. We are monitoring reports of a possible active shooter situation inside a building in Midtown Atlanta. Police say there are multiple people shot.
You're getting a live look at the scene right now. They also released a photo on their Twitter saying the suspect is still on the loose. Atlanta police are instructing people in the area to shelter in place. Jim Kavanaugh, former ATF special agent in charge, joins us now. He's an NBC News terrorism analyst as well. Jim, I feel like we've had these conversations countless times over the years as we talk about these active shooter situations. This one as well is developing. What else do we know right now, and what can you gather from our vantage point in the pictures that we're seeing on the screen?
Well, we've got a massive police response. You see Atlanta PD there and the Georgia State Patrol. We've seen the tactical vehicles arrive, the command post from Atlanta PD. They've got all the manpower and woman power there to do what they need to do, but they've got to locate, isolate, and eliminate the shooter. And it's a medical facility, so it's going to be large. It's going to have a lot of rooms and nooks and crannies and hallways and basements and rooftops. And, you know, it's very, very tedious to search those places. And during an active shooter, you're trying to do that as rapidly as you can. So they have a lot of large tasks to do right away.
Jim, police actually have released photos of the man they suspect to be the shooter, along with their statement on Twitter. As you mentioned, it's a medical facility. We're seeing local reporting noting that this happened on the 1100 West Peach Street, and they believe it's the Northside Hospital Facility urgent care. That's according to local reports. If we can somehow get the picture of that suspect on the screen there, it looks like it's a surveillance video from inside the entrance of that urgent care, Jim.
Yes, it does. It looks like a surveillance from the video camera of the hospital there, or the urgent care. He's got a heavy, looks like front backpack on the front. It may contain a lot of ammunition magazines. It's hard to tell if he's holding a handgun because of his dark jeans, but he may have a handgun there or in the bag. I don't see a long gun anywhere. But a handgun's very deadly. We should all remember that at Virginia Tech, the killer used 2 handguns and killed 32 people. So when you're in proximity to people who are, you know, trapped in a room or in a building, a handgun with a lot of ammunition is very deadly. So you can't discount how deadly someone can be. The key here is Atlanta PD's got to leverage this and ask the public, do you know this guy? From his dress, you know, from his face, somebody who's holding a grudge against the medical facility, somebody who's angry against the medical facility, was fired from there, thinks he was mistreated there, thinks a relative was mistreated there. Do you know someone like that? Call 911, let them know, because the commanders on the scene can leverage that information if they have to have contact with this guy.
Jim, according to police sources, we know now that there's one person who has died as a result of their injuries, 3 people confirmed as well to be alive but to be injured. As we still stick with these live images here from the scene, we're also looking on the left-hand side of our screen at what looks like tactical uniformed officers walking in formation as they approach the side of the building there. What can you tell us about, as you watch this, what they're doing right now in order to take the suspect down or to secure the perimeter?
Yeah, as an on-scene commander there, you're always trying to read time. Time is neutral. Sometimes it's against you, and sometimes it's for you. And the on-scene commander has to deal with time. When the information you just reported, Jacob, 3 people are wounded, that means they're bleeding. And if they're bleeding, you know, they could be bleeding out. Now, the good news is it's a medical facility, so maybe others in there can help stop the bleeding, other colleagues, or maybe they can stop the bleeding. But nevertheless, the on-scene commanders are dealing with wounded victims. And so you don't have all day. You have to press to contact. So you press in as hard as you can, trying to contact the active killer. Let him shoot at you. Let him, you know, yell at you, and then you know you can evacuate the wounded behind you.